If you're following Depp and Heard, and you have been for a little while, or even maybe just after Virginia, things like that, you might know that people here is really Team Amber. They're always talking about now how great she is and in the fire. They're talking about how radiant she was at the film festival. They're talking about how many compliments she got. So this here is from June 27, 2023, called Amber Heard's In the Fire Team talks her resilience after Johnny Depp trial. It didn't change her. Well, wouldn't that kind of be a bad thing? I mean, if she defamed Johnny and she did some things to Johnny, wouldn't we want her to change? I guess not. I guess these people find the bad things she did acceptable. Hey, I'll commit perjury. I'll go to court. I'll be reminded of it, but I won't change. Maybe I'll just commit perjury again. Anyway, it begins. To go through something that terrible and be able to come out the other side and be whole, well, I can't imagine, director Connor Allen said of Heard. Well, the reason she came out okay and whole is because she's not this innocent person who was a victim of all of it. She was someone trying to get away with it. And what happened is she didn't get away with it. So she came out from it unscathed legally and not so bad financially, so she was probably kind of happy about it. I mean, I guess at one point she thought she'd have to pay the 10 million, so when she found out she didn't, she was probably really relieved and happy. She didn't just go through this terrible struggle as this innocent person who did nothing wrong and took all this stuff from all these bad people in society who don't want people defamed. They don't want people lying on the stand. They don't want people committing perjury. They don't want people shoving your politics down their throat. But I guess this is how people sees it. Amber Heard is receiving some serious kudos from her In the Fire director and co-stars. So, whoa, like she's getting some serious kudos. Who are you appealing to? I mean, obviously, you could say what you want, but when you use a word like that, it kind of bumps down the professionalism a little bit. Just kind of a little nitpick of mine. The language that these publications use kind of gives away whose mind they're trying to change. And they reiterate one more time, the director Connor said Amber went through something terrible. They give some details about the case that everybody knows. They mention something that Deadline printed, that Connor said she's still the shining light, and to go through something that terrible and be able to come out the other side and be whole is, wait a minute, is this like the third time in this article they said that? All right, we get it. And then they print some words from her co-star, which are strikingly similar to the things they printed like 3 times already that Connor said. Anyone that suffers that sort of ordeal and is able to overcome it with grace, no matter what side you're on, no matter what you believe, or what social media outlet you plug into your whatever your hashtags are, you have to give credit for the incredible journey this woman has been through, and she can teach us all a couple of things as far as resilience and courage. Wow, you said a mouthful, man. How about this? No, not no matter who I am or what I believe will I respect this. I'm someone who's been covering this case for probably more than 2 years now. I know many people who've also been covering it for 2 years now. And the whole thing is, the acting is that Little Miss Mera was going through something. Little Miss Mera is the victim of everybody, including internet trolls, her political opponents, society. Anything she could possibly mention has been against her. Well, no. That's not how it works, Luca, whatever your name is. Try again. And then the same guy says she's a star, she has that light, she's generous and encouraging. Well, you know who said the opposite thing? Walter Hamada, the president of DC at the time. Not sure if he is now, but at the time, he said the opposite about Amber and Jason Momoa. And when he sees a star, he knows it. And Amber didn't have that star-like quality. So who am I going to believe? An actor in a pretty much unknown movie, or the president of DC who's worked with multiple high level industry actors like Jason Momoa. Tough choice. I don't know. I guess I'll take the side of the DC president. And there's more. She glues and she pulls you in and she shares it with everybody. The last person on set will feel it and feel a connection with her, he added. They say she walked down the red carpet, she wore red lipstick, blah 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 blah. And then they say she told people Into the Fire is a beautiful movie. It has almost supernatural effect and force of love. It is about boundaries that love can cross and creation and more blah 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 blah. And she doesn't want to sound cheesy about it. Okay, I guess I'll have to see it now. That sounds fantastic. Anyway, that's the news for now. People keeps pushing this stuff out and out and out. I wonder what it's doing for them. Are they growing their platform because of this? What's the point? So, not such a good article by Jen Juano. If I'm saying that right, that's the person who wrote this. Obviously, a pretty big biased Amber fan. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad about it. But if you do subscribe, I'll see you next time.